Moment and also a heartwarming story as we speak to Miss Teenager South Africa 2023. She's only 16 and we're hoping to hear from her early on how she plans to use this platform to influence other young girls out there, so it'll be an exciting one.
Ooh, I can't wait for that, and especially because it's such a huge platform.
Country who put their best foot forward at the Silver Star Casino at the weekend, and she joins us live now. Thank you so much, Iminathi, for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Iswangiwe. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, and I hope you're well as well. How are you feeling?
I'm good. I'm feeling very excited, very overwhelmed. It's just, there's a lot. There's a lot going on.
And I can imagine. I mean, that moment on stage, so many other hopefuls are there, and you're probably not thinking about being the number one. I don't know. Did you see it coming?
I think my hard work spoke for me. So I was very confident that I worked really hard. Yeah. So when I was there, I wasn't really competing with the other contestants. As much as it was a competition, it was me against me. And so I worked really hard. I proved myself. For me, I sort of focused. You need to keep your eye on the prize, your eye on the ball. If you're looking at the other contestants, you're going to lose track of that. So I had to constantly remind myself, you know, what my goal is and how I'm going to get that. And that was by focusing on the ball.
And you focused on the ball, and here you are.
And I did.
I mean, I'm wondering, pardon me if I mean, I'm old school here. So when we grew up, there was Miss Teen, right? And now there's Miss Teenager South Africa. So is there any difference, or is it one pageant? Please help us understand.
So Miss Teenager is a different pageant. Our pageant is not just a pageant, it's a pageant with a purpose. That is why I joined. I wanted to use this platform to amplify my voice. I think there are a lot of different pageants, and some are just for the glitz and the glam, but that is what makes a Miss Teenager different, having a purpose.
And what would you say for you, now that you're Miss Teenager, your purpose is your chosen advocacy work?
So I have my own organization, nonprofit organization, Small Steps to Change. And Small Steps to Change prides itself in answering to each and any call from marginalized and disadvantaged communities. We aim to donate clothing, give food, but not only this, we also want to help our young girls. We are faced with a lot nowadays: abuse, rape, gender-based violence, and it usually happens in the home, and so it's hard for a young girl to kind of speak out and get help. So I want my organization to be that safe space for young girls to speak. I know that legal action is very expensive, so my parents are both advocates, and we want to help in that regard. We want to help those who cannot afford legal action. We also want to teach them their rights. I think a lot of us don't know what our rights are. So I think it's very important for us to know that, and as well as help empower our young boys. I think our young boys really grow up without a father figure in the house, which then leads them not to have a role model, and this then leads them to join criminal activities, to be the abusers in our communities. So I think it is important for us to empower our young boys as well, as much as we empower our young girls.
Iminathi, I see why you won. I completely see it. I'm sitting here mesmerized, listening to what you're saying, and it's so inspiring. And I wonder then for you, because you know a lot of people think about pageants and they think just beauty pageants. You're going to be sashaying on stage and parading and all of that, and really having fun. But to have a platform where it's meaningful, let's talk about the importance of that, particularly in the growth of young women who choose this, you know, as an option.
I joined this pageant because I noticed from the beginning that this platform will allow me to make my voice heard and to make my my cause amplified. It is very important to join pageants like this because they create leaders in our society that we desperately need. We are lacking that seriously in our society. And so a Miss Teenager South Africa pageant, a pageant like this, helps build these leaders. It equips us with the skills needed for us to go out there and be leaders in our society. I mean, if you look at Iminathi a year ago, she's a different girl from now. I would hide myself from the world. I had acne, so I was very insecure about how I looked. Hide myself. I would not like speaking even in front of my family. But joining this pageant has truly transformed me. I mean, I'm here speaking to you today, and a year ago, I would not have had the guts to do this. So I think more young girls need to join pageants like this with meaning, with a purpose. So we can change our South Africa.
You know, all of a sudden, I wish you were here in studio and just co-hosting the show with me, because really, it's such a beautiful thing to witness.
Yeah.
Let's talk funny then, because it's not just about the advocacy work. There's a bit of fun as well. What happens now on that front?
Yeah. So there is a bit of fun, of course, you know, looking good, dressing up. What happens now is I am busy with my reign. I want to grow my organization. I want to visit more schools for motivational purposes. I always say, who better to motivate the youth than a youth member herself? So that is my focus now for the next year, and as well as getting more young girls to join the pageant. I also want to be a teenager. As much as I am a teenager South Africa, I also want to have time for Iminathi Dondolo. I'm just a normal teenager. I stutter, you know, I'm crusty most of the time. I don't want to forget the essence of Iminathi Dondolo through my journey.
Iminathi Dondolo, add beautiful, smart, and amazing to the descriptions you've just given us of yourself as well. Thank you for talking to us. And I certainly hope a lot of young people are inspired by your story. And kudos to your parents as well. So give them, you know, the regards and the congratulations, because this is a moment for them as well. Thank you for joining us. That is Iminathi Dondolo, Miss Teenager South Africa 2023-24. Doesn't she just make you proud?